When last we left our heroes, the opening of Odic Fest had brought with it an evening of revelry. Dylan Fiasco, the custodian of Veldtalin, the College of Eloquence, stepped in as Petra's personal guide to the suddenly overflowing village of Bride Hollow, showing her the popular games of chance. Morlo made a name for himself through the use of the Pipe of Remembrance. Emma made it her life's mission to liberate the greased pig, which is actually not a euphemism for anything in this instance, and managed to give the 1314th Odic Fest an unofficial mascot. Immortalized by an impromptu theme song composed by Titus. After a friendly game of Three Dragon Ante among friends, our heroes accompanied young Emma to the fisticuffs pit, where, much to Morlow's chagrin, the child entered her name to fight. Once Petra had whipped up the crowd, Emma further delighted the spectators with her first use of wild shape, turning into a velociraptor and traumatizing her opponent more than he already was by the prospect of fighting a 10-year-old girl. After winning the fight and making Petra a cool 100 gold in the process, Emma and the rest of our heroes departed the fight hall. On his way out the door, Natari noticed an odd effigy nailed to the exterior wall of the building. Examining it, he found it to be the emblem of the afflicted communion, the cult of the Mother of Woe, bitter enemy of the Blessed Mother. Removing the crude stick figure from the facade, Natari found the word soon crudely scratched beneath it. Titus, meanwhile, had become unnerved by a series of conversations with people making very specific inquiries about his lineage, and decided to take a stroll in the woods on the southwest outskirts of Bright Hollow. Unable to shake the sensation that he was being followed, Titus suddenly found himself face to face with a man he only knew to be the mouthpiece for Rundamar, the College of Whispers, during the commencement of the fest. In the small hours, under a cloudless, crystal clear sky full to overflowing with stars, as a gentle breeze rustles the leaves of this wood, Titus, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
But that's just a straight wisdom.
Okay.
That, okay.
Yeah, it came over. And as the gentleman in the flowing, loose white shirt laced up at the neck with his arms crossed over his chest, long jet black hair tied back into a ponytail with two hoop earrings, one in each ear, looks at you, and he reaches down into the collar of his shirt and he lifts up a pendant at the end of a necklace with that symbol. He says, I think we should talk.
Do I
I've
know what
seen.
that symbol means?
Roll me a history check. That is the emblem of Rundamar, the College of Whispers.
Okay.
And he says, I couldn't help but notice you around town playing a friendly game of cards with your tabaxi friend.
Yes. Stand up like I'm not hiding anymore. And
Uh-huh.
yes, I was.
You keep interesting company. I like that in a person. Tell me, have you ever given any thought to affiliating yourself with one of the colleges?
I have.
Excellent. Well, let me extend a personal invitation both to you and to your feline friend. Day after next, once this event gets down to some actual serious business, there will be a meeting at Talabayerd up on the hill. Just tell them at the gate that you're the personal guest of Numenot Hyacinth. They'll let you in.
And this is when, did you say?
Day after next, after the symposium of the Bardic colleges. There's a small get together up on the hill. The custodians like to bring specific guests of honor, and I think you and she are right up at that alley.
I'm gonna do a perception on him, just to
What do
kind
you?
of get a feel if he's being straight with me or
That would be insight, not perception.
insight.
Yep.
Okay.
He seems really on the level. He seems to be genuinely interested in you, and obviously, he's trying to make inroads toward Petra, um, which isn't surprising given how much some of the custodians have already started falling all over themselves to get in her corner. He seems to be on the level with you, though.
Well, why not approach her and seek me out in this very peculiar location?
Hmm. I just noticed you out for a stroll and thought I would follow. But honestly, it's not particularly the modus operandi of Rune Damar to take the direct approach. Getting to know you might help me get to know her without seeming too forward.
I will speak with her and see how she feels about it.
Fantastic. And seriously, the offer's open. There's something about you that I like. I like the cut of your jib. We could stand to use you in Rune Damar as well.
Well, I'll consider it based on what I find out.
Fantastic. I'll see you around. It's wonderful to meet you. I gave you my name. I didn't happen to catch yours.
It's Titus.
Titus. Pleasure's all mine. Enjoy the fest.
You as well.
And he just turns and walks out of the forest, leaving you by yourself. Head spinning, wondering what the hell that was just all about.
Okay. Hmm. I'm going to sit here for a minute and think.
Understood. Meanwhile, back in the village of Bright Hollow, everyone is just exiting from the. Let's see here. Everybody is just exiting from the Fisticuffs fight hall. Change that. Get that up. All right. Everyone comes out of the Fisticuffs fight hall, drinking hall, gambling hall, what have you, right there on the corner. Heading out. Petra, Dylan Fiasco by your side. Emma, counting out your newly won earnings.
Yeah.
It is about probably pushing, say 3 a.m.
The pig's out, and I have fought a giant burly man as a velociraptor. And as my final act of the day, I would like to find that cat.
You would like to find what?
The cat that I've seen running around, and I want to pet it.
Oh, okay. Roll an investigation check.
I like how formal that was. My final act of the day.
Oh, that's creepy.
This is a 10-year-old with an agenda.
I'm asking,
Is Petra nearby?
You guys are coming out of the Fisticuffs hall together. Yes.
Okay. Isn't it about time to tuck you in, kiddo?
I want to pet the cat.
Well, no. Thank you, though, for...
No, not you.
Oh, good, because my answer is still no.
There's an actual cat running around. The little... It was
Let's go
orange,
find
right?
it.
Wasn't it?
I want to make a friend. Like me, like a cat? Like a cat
It was
cat?
orange. Wasn't it, Shannon?
Calico.
Calico?
Yeah.
Oh.
Orange, white, and black.
It was this little calico cat, and I want to pet it.
You're
And
gonna ask it first, though, right?
Well, sure.
Okay, I'm coming with you, but then I'm tucking you in. It's like way past your bedtime, and you've been like fighting.
I don't have a bedtime.
You do.
And at this point, Dylan interjects, nobody in Bright Hollow has a bedtime. Let the kid live a little.
There has
The kid
never
lived
been
a
a
little when she
specific
fought a
time when you
giant
have told
man.
me to go to bed.
Hey, she seemed to do just fine as she was biting the man's nose off. Sleep is for the weak.
And then she just goes, yeah! And then she's running off to go find this cat.
I know that your specialty is being a bad influence, but this one's still good, and I want her to still be good-ish by the time we get out of here. So bite your tongue, every minute or so, okay?
Didn't at one point you try to teach Emma how to steal a horse?
You're not there. It's a valid point, but Xanthion is not there.
It's not there.
But speaking of which, as you guys follow after Emma going, jumping up this way, heading
With
northbound.
a solid 6 on investigation.
Yes, as you're heading up past the drinking hall that you guys actually were in on the first evening, a bizarre melody meets your ears. Hey, what's up, dude? Oh, okay. Oh, cool. There you go. All right. Jukebox. Do-do-do-do. Hold on just a second, dude. Just put on Do Not Disturb. There you go. All right. And this odd, weird, twangy, nasal, strange voice carrying on the wind out the door that sounds very familiar. Dylan.
Who?
Sorry, say that again, Aaron.
Familiar to who?
Yeah.
And as you glance in the door, you see two familiar faces. First of which is Xanthion, who is sitting by the fire,
What has he gotten himself into now?
just sipping a drink.
Oh, okay.
And the second one is Felix on top of the bar, leading the chorus of singers, and obviously out of his gourd, intoxicated.
Oh my god. I'm gonna look up
Petra echoes that. Oh my god.
Petra, or Emma's gonna look up at Petra and be like, I didn't know he could be fun.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't either. This is shocking, as shocking to me as it is to you. I am not going to stop this. Your bedtime is now null and void until they pass out. Yay! This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, kiddo, and we can't miss it. It's like an eclipse.
Don't stare directly at it.
Shannon, has Emma ever seen an eclipse?
Oh yeah, they happen all
Just
the time
in-
in the Feywild.
Rare.
Hmm?
No, just she's like rare when she talks about eclipse being
Oh
rare.
yeah. Oh, gotcha. I thought you said where.
In the sky.
I'm assuming, though, Petra's rarely seen an eclipse.
Yes. But
Okay.
you've never seen one actually. Yeah, you've just heard about them.
Yeah.
They happen all the time.
Where you're from?
At least in the Feywild.
Not here. Are they cool?
You're not supposed to look right at them.
I've looked at one though. Be honest.
Yeah.
What it looked like.
It was kind of dark, but there was like this little ring around because like the moon didn't cover it completely, and it
You know
just
what? We're
looked
missing
cool.
the drunk guys. We should get back to it.
Yeah, Petra basically is just like, shut up, kid.
Yeah, no. We'll talk more about it later.
All right.
We're missing the eclipse.
Christian, do you want to elaborate any at what Felix is doing?
So that final note that just got held, he's got a bottle of wine in the other hand. Drinks in the bar on me tonight.
For claps and cheers.
Felix looks over, kind of bow-legged, and just gives a curtsy.
Emma's gonna clap with Petra.
Logan, Xanthion has been watching this progress for probably about the last hour and a half. And it's just so incredibly awkward to see Felix. But like Felix basically just went from coming in for a drink to eventually winding up on the bar top, just like whipping up the crowd into a frenzy.
I'm still avoiding people at this point.
Okay.
Whoop, dropping stuff.
At this point, Aaron, Petra feels Dylan kind of elbow gently in the ribs, and he's like, I had no idea. I had no idea he could be like this.
Yeah, neither did we. We are just as shocked as you are.
I would have never called it.
Neither would I, and I'm pretty smart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, meanwhile, back in the trees, Ben, what is Titus doing?
He's going to start heading back, trying to connect with his familiar.
So you take a few steps up toward Bright Hollow, and once you're like maybe a fourth or a third of the way there, not quite halfway there, just all of a sudden you feel that connection with your familiar just lock back into place, and you've got the established telepathy with it.
Hey Ned,
Yeah.
I need some information.
Okay.
Can you see if you hear anything about the Numenor High, right? Was that the name of it? The Numenor High?
What, the college?
Yeah, the college.
Rundamar.
Rundamar. Okay.
Yeah.
See what you can find out about Rundamar High.
Okay.
I've been approached to have a secret meeting, and it's going to be difficult. This is supposedly some barded college of secrets and whispers. Just see what you can find out.
Okay.
I have all the faith in the world in you.
Well, good, because so do I. But you may want to head back toward this way. I would really hate for you to miss this.
All right, where do I go?
The bar that you guys were in the first day.
On my way.
Yeah, actually, you may just want to take a glimpse.
I'll look through his eyes, stop what I'm doing, and kind of get out of the way of the crowd and just take a look through the eyes.
Then you take a look, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of a
Upside
bar.
down.
I would like to, at this point, be up on the bar, like dancing with Felix.
Hey, dude, go for it.
Did something happen? Is he okay?
He's been drinking for like almost 2 hours nonstop. Oh yeah, Aaron, I forgot to tell you, I updated Petra's token with the portrait that Isaac
Yay!
drew of
Thank
her.
you. I was trying to, but I couldn't figure it out because I'm old.
Yep. So there you go. Well, dude, I'm like 10 years older than you. Okay. So yes, and all of a sudden there's a tabaxi dancing beside of you, Felix.
Sort of acknowledge. Can't really do much in the way of movement because it's a bar, but
Yeah.
Petra bows and waits for Felix to curtsy
gives his bow.
and proceeds to dance with Felix on the bar.
Okay. So
A lively jig together.
either both of you make a performance check, or one of you make a performance check with advantage.
Aaron, what is your charisma?
Well, if
Yeah,
you
you
make it with advantage, it's got disadvantage anyway, or it's just the normal roll because you're drunk.
Petra is not as drunk. We're
If-
good.
Actually, if there is one skill that intoxication might give you advantage on, it would be performance.
Yeah, that's fair.
I speak from experience. All right, so we're going to take the 18 and the 24.
No, the 18 was investigation.
Oh wait, the 18 was investigation. So 14 and 24 and 23. So yeah, we'll take the 24. So yeah, they just are cutting a rug up on stage.
So basically, this is probably it was the weirdest thing you've noticed, but
Petra's leading, of course.
Titus is headed that way.
like you notice Felix like hikes up his robe to reveal that he's wearing really nice shoes, and he starts doing something kind of similar to an Irish jig. So like lots of kicking, lots of high knees, trying, and might accidentally whack somebody in the face with his heel. Fuck it, who cares? Oh, bam!
Petra is going to twirl him at every opportunity possible.
Twirl back.
Fantastic. Logan, what's Xanthion doing?
He's drunk out of his mind by the sheer fact that he's drank two other times in his life. And so he's just sitting back in the chair trying to not fall over.
Okay.
Here's Xanthion.
Xanthion, you're up next.
And at about this time, across the bar, Xanthion, actually, you notice Lilith Willowwind walk in.
He straightens up and he's like, he attempts to stand up as best as he can to like get her attention.
All right.
And as he does, he's like tries to wave his hand in the air, and he lifts his ball off his back and throws it at the roof.
So Felix sort of like looks at Petra real quick and goes, "If you'll excuse me," and he's sort of like, it's the most
I
akin
need
to
a
like
new partner.
skipping. He like skips off of the bar, lands. Xanthion, hang on. You can't approach a good-looking person like that. Come here, man. Come here. All right. What color is Xanthion's clothes?
Exactly what they look like in his portrait.
I can't see his portrait.
In the meantime, Petra's calling for her next partner and snapping.
Thing of bluish leathers.
All right, fine. Let's try this. And Felix sort of like claps his hands, and you watch as the blue turns to like an emerald royal green, and oh, you're so disheveled, man. Hold yourself together. Claps his hands again, and now all of the dirt and grime is just off of your clothes. There, much better. Oh, let's do something with your hair too. And now your hair is slicked back and looks wonderful. There. I can only keep about 3 of these active at one time, so make good use of it. Attaboy. All right, Petra, let's go.
And at this point, I'm assuming the bow just hits Xanthion on the head that he threw into the air.
Yes, it just kind of goes up and then comes down, wraps around like you're wearing it like a necklace. And you look up and like Lilith has just been like standing there staring at whatever this grooming process was that Felix was doing to you. Ben, Titus arrives at the bar entrance of the bar at about this time. And Ned comes hopping down and walks over to you and rubs up against your legs.
I squat down, pet Ned,
Okay.
and
Do I see the cat?
and just kind of immediately, just after I get done petting him, go, I really need that information, Ned.
You got it. No, that's okay. I just didn't want you to miss this.
I really appreciate this. You know I normally give you free reign.
And then out the door the cat goes. Yes, Emma, you notice the cat heading out the door.
I sprint over the cat.
Okay. So Emma is outside. So yeah,
Felix-
first.
Sorry.
So Ben, first thing you notice inside is Morlo. Well, first thing you notice is Emma going sprinting past you out the outdoors, following after Ned. But besides
And
that,
and you hear her as she gets outside, she goes, Kitty!
and then as Emma heads outside and starts yelling after the cat's pace picks up a little bit. Emma starts running a little bit faster. Ned
The sign is just here in his head. Shit.
Yes. Yes.
Titus just smiles. And is the gnome still on Morlo's back?
That's
Forgot about the gnome.
That's a really good question, actually. According to Morlo, no, but let's see if it actually is.
Want me to roll
Sure.
something?
No. Yeah, no. That gnome is holding on for dear life. It actually, there is this little male gnome, big bulbous nose, wiry white hair, like royal blue, tiny little tunic. It is holding on to the back of his shell, Morlo's shell, with one hand and is drinking a tankard of ale with the other hand.
Oh,
No
that's
telling how long it's
perfect.
been there.
Dude's a trooper. Felix looks at Petra. Petra, do you have a drink?
No. I think I'll enjoy this sober. Thank
Oh,
you.
please. Looks down at the bartender. Bartender, do you have a bottle of wine I could give to my feline friend?
Right up into your face, yes.
God's bless you. All right, here you are. He just kind of like taps the glass, and you notice like the nice little frosted chill comes over it. Have some chilled wine.
Why, thank you. You're such a gentleman. I should get you drunk more often.
From over Petra's shoulder, you see the face of Dylan Fiasco pop up with just like this like furrowed brow, like this really intrigued expression, and he's just like, "You're a lot of fun when you're drunk."
Felix matches it. Really? I tend to think so as well. Bartender, anything for Dylan?
The bartender, just this surly dragonborn, like wiping out a tankard, just looks up at you and he's like, Dylan drinks whatever he wants.
All right.
And just as he says that, you notice this hand comes floating up with a bottle of Aquavita, carrying it to Dylan, and he just snatches it out of the air. Logan, after getting a drink from the bar, Lilith sinks down into the chair facing the fire across from you, and she just holds this tankard, and she just like looks down into it for a little bit, and then looks up at the fire, and then looks over at you, and she's like, "Hi."
Well, if anything, I already rolled a 3. So
With the gnome, I'm going to be playing Run Piggy Run with the gnome.
Fantastic. So, I'm not gonna lie. When I told you earlier that I was gonna come and find you and have a drink, I was really just you were being exceptionally awkward and kind of freaking me out a little bit. But after my conversation with your pale-haired friend over there and some of the stuff he told me, I really needed a drink, and I don't like drinking alone. So, hi.
The rest of us hear this by
Roll
any chance?
Roll a perception check because they're just being a couple of wallflowers, and the inside of this place is so raucous. But no, you actually do overhear that.
Petra's not going to draw any attention. She doesn't want to embarrass him. She's just a proud auntie trying, just secretly rooting for him. Can she like give him bardic inspiration or something to help him out? For
Sure.
the love of God. Sure.
Absolutely. He's within 30 feet of you.
Lovely.
Is this bad romance?
No, this is...
Sweet
was just
dreams
saying,
are made of this by
sweet-
Eurythmics.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay. I was just saying, I was like, that would be really bad timing on the jukebox.
Xanthan just looks at her and is like, yeah. Hello. I'm gonna go get a drink and I'll be right back. And he orders another Aquavita.
Okay.
Petra's face just drops.
In fact, he orders an entire bottle for himself.
Okay.
Does Felix see him come back up to the bar?
Yes.
Okay. He's gonna just walk over. Oop, oop, oh, sorry. On me. Goes over, kind of like squats down. Just looks you straight in the eyes. You've got this. Gives you the little pat on the hand, on the face. Guidance.
And then as Felix is like patting you on the back, like Petra just like your way, and you suddenly feel very inspired.
This is like the second time he's got bardic inspiration in the last like 2 hours.
Yep.
Petra leans towards him on the bar and says, "Get the fuck away from here and get the fuck back over there."
What
much-
she said.
How much does a bottle of Aquavita cost so I can put the gold on the table?
Nothing.
30
It's
gold.
on me.
Fiasco, darling, please.
Oh, on the guy who drinks for free.
Bottle
Yes.
and walks back over. He takes a full 6 gulps of it before he gets over there. He's
Okay.
Attaboy.
All right.
Felix watches him drink 6 gulps and goes, "Oh, that might have been a bit overkill. Oh well.
Cheers.
Cheers."
Lilith just kind of eyes you as you sit back down across from her.
kind of like he's kind of just like fidgeting with the bottle. He's like, I didn't get out much in the assemblage if it wasn't obvious enough.
Yeah. No, that's pretty obvious. But that's okay. I don't get out much either.
Well, you at least have the same people talk to you every day.
They all are okay, I guess. And she just looks over at whatever the hell Felix is doing, then looks over at Titus, who is apparently running laps around Morlo on the dance floor.
Yeah, he's dancing around Morlo, singing the pig song, playing the lute with the gnome.
And like the gnome, who is just like, I mean, he's on his last legs, but he's just like still holding on, drinking. Nothing to play with anymore, but you just see him tapping his little foot in the air to hear piggy, piggy, piggy.
Can Morlo like? I'm just thinking in this whole time Morlo's just observing and watching everybody drink, so he's gonna be like, "Fuck it," and go get himself a beer.
Yeah. You're also completely stoned off your ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
just that point where you are just kind of melding into the floor. It's like where it just like, it's like you just sit there with a smile on your face, and then all of a sudden you look up and like 3 hours have passed. It felt like 2 minutes. You know, that's
Yeah. Then Morlo's gonna like dance around Titus and just walk to the bar
okay.
and order 2 drinks.
About halfway there, the gnome just falls off and just lays there with like the tankard up in the air.
Can I stop and pick him up?
Actually, roll a perception check. You weren't even aware that he was still hanging from your ship.
I never wanted this to be a good roll until now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden it feels like like a weight is lifted, and you look back, and that gnome who was playing the xylophone on your shell is just like toe up, looking up at the ceiling, and he just lifts the tankard straight up,
And
and
then I
just
think, oh my gosh, that's where that
pours
music is
pours the rest of the beer just on his face. Like he's got his mouth open, so he gets some of it, but it's just like, and I mean it's like 2/3 backwash at this point, but it just like, and then he just puts it down, and then just is gone.
I'm definitely gonna pick him up.
Yeah, you pick him up gently.
He's mine. He's mine now.
Yeah, I found him. I adopted him. I will love him and keep him and call him George.
I shall call him George.
And I shall call him George.
It's not really his name. That's just I get it.
Felix looks at Morlo as he walks up. Morlo! Where the hell have you been?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Too right. Hang on a second. And whoop, he gets off to the bar. Sorry, Petra.
Don't
I'll be
worry, I
back.
have plenty of partners here.
Good. And he just sort of like gives you the little tip tap on the shell. I don't say this enough, and if I do, well, tell me to shut up, but God, you're terrifying, and thank the gods you're on our side.
Do I have my 2
I'll
drinks yet?
drink to that.
Oh yeah, you sure do.
Okay. I'm gonna say double thanks, and I'm gonna toast myself and take a drink out of each at the same time.
Nice.
Takes a swig. Does he see Titus there?
Yes, you do notice Titus because you've got a bird's eye view. You're on the bar.
Okay. No, Felix had hopped down from the bar.
Oh, okay. Then roll a perception check.
Okay, disadvantage.
But I'm gonna say it would be at advantage because Titus is so damn tall and so are you. So just straight roll.
I'm guessing this whole place is packed too.
It is, but there's not many people that are 6'5".
Oh.
And there's the two of you both are. So, yeah, you do spot him. His like
It's like that
foppish hat,
awkward, like our heads popped up out of the tall grass and we just looked at each other.
like two meerkats. Just
I just grin at him.
Felix kind of does like this, like the other king in Sleeping Beauty when he walks up and he's like waving his hands, being overly dramatic. Just sort of walks up to you, Titus, and he gives you a hug, and he's going to just whisper in your ear. Do you want me to just say it out loud? Do you want me to type it in the whisper?
Well, you can just type it in the whisper, I guess.
Okay.
If it's important enough to whisper it.
Let's see. Fuck it. No, he's not gonna whisper it. Mainly because I'm having an issue trying to figure that out. And he just goes, "Noble cousin, good to see you."
Good to see you too, double cousin.
he said
Oh.
noble cousin.
Oh,
not
noble.
double cousin.
Oh, I thought he said
Noble.
double cousin.
No, noble.
No, double cousin only happens if you live in Alabama.
Cousin brother.
Side.
Just pat him back and make sure he doesn't fall. And Titus goes back to playing his lute. Singing, trying to take over the whole bar with Run Piggy Run.
Ben, do me a favor. Roll me a stealth check for Ned. Isaac, roll an investigation check for Emma.
Oh my god.
Petra's going to dance with Dylan Fiasco while all of that is going
Okay,
on.
I am going to spend an inspiration point.
I am too.
Oh my god! Fuck!
At about this point,
Yeah.
Ned's voice just comes frantically into your mind, and it's just kind of like a staccato, like there's a weird warble to it, and just like you just get the sense of like frantic running as fast as his little feline legs will carry him, and he just says, "I cannot shake this goddamn kid."
Oh, I'd step down off of the bar and step behind the bar,
Mhm.
and I'm going to transfer sight to Ned so I can see what Ned's doing. And then can I cast Charm Person through
Hold on
Ned?
just one sec. All right.
Can I cast Charm Person through Ned?
That's a good question.
For
Hold
a
on.
familiar, if they're within range, it has to be a touch spell, I believe.
I think you're right. Hold on.
And I think that's trying to avoid being touched by Emma. That sounds gross.
Context.
All right.
Phrasing. Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Fine,
I'm
fine.
curious if Emma would be counted as a fey creature.
No, her type is humanoid.
Damn it.
And charm person.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, no. Charm person has a range of 30 feet. It's not a touch spell.
Oh, well, shit. Claw the fuck out of her. That's what I say. Claw the fuck out of her.
I'm gonna laugh. Emma just comes walking back into the tavern with Ned by the nape of his neck and like her shirt all torn to shit. I got him.
The cat likes me now.
Let me see here. What is the movement for a cat?
Well, it's tiny, right? So it'd probably be about 40.
Yep, 40 feet and a climb speed.
Emma
of
turns
30
into a
feet.
cat.
Keep pace.
Oh my god.
Ned's voice comes sprinting back into your ear, and you get two of those, right, Emma?
Yeah.
And that's your second. Okay. And Ned's voice just comes rocketing back into your head and is like, this is getting weird.
What's going on now?
She's a cat.
That might actually work. Go do your job. She'll be your backup.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, she can take care of herself.
Roll me an investigation check for Ned then.
Is
So
it?
Isaac, Emma catches up
Emma's-
to the cat.
In that case, Emma's just gonna chill with it.
Okay.
Emma's just gonna chill with Ned once he stops running away.
Is this Thomas the Tank Engine?
I
Yes.
think so.
Yes, it is.
I don't like why.
Oh my god.
I like it. It's different.
It's wild.
Man, I am rolling mediocre.
I don't know how I feel about that.
All right. So, Isaac, Lilith is finally just says, yeah, let's get out of here.
Isaac,
Huh?
Lilith, what?
Or no, Logan, sorry. Logan just, Lilith just eventually says, yeah, let's get out of here. This is weird.
I
And you're-
lead the way to the peddler's row.
Okay. All right. So you guys are off on a walk. Petra is dancing with Dylan Fiasco. Titus is now
Is
suddenly
low.
bartending.
Is Xanthion on a date?
Stop! No, stop! You're embarrassing me. God.
To quote Shannon, you're not there.
Yeah, you're not there.
Do I see Xanthion leaving with a woman?
Roll me a perception check. It is really crowded in this bar. But yes, you do see him.
Get it, boy!
And somehow that's less embarrassing than getting bardic inspiration from Petra. 3 spells, 3 concentration things from Felix, and guidance.
All right. So, for the sake of brevity, fun is had, dances are had. Is there anything specific anybody wants to do to close out the night?
Xanthion wants to ask Lilith if she started working for Odic Fest.
I'm sorry, say that again.
He wants to figure out how Lilith started working with Odic Fest.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys are walking down through Peddler's Row, and you ask her, and she's just like, "It's my assignment."
From who?
From the homeland, Ryle Mora.
So they just assigned you here? That's it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What'd you
This
do?
is. That's how I got here.
What did you do before this?
Hmm?
What did you do before this?
Studied. No, this is as soon as I came of age. This was my assignment, and I will stay here for another 14 years. Every keeper gets a century.
14 years. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Bored of the festival at all?
Sorry, did you say, are you bored of it?
You ever get bored of it?
No, it's kind of hard to get bored. Overwhelmed would be a good way to put it. This place is really beautiful, but the people can be a little overwhelming.
He kind of looks at her and he rolls up his sleeve to show his tattoo. He's like, we kind of figure out an idea of what this tattoo might mean, but do you know? And he just gestures you forward.
And you just randomly shove a tattoo under the nose of your date.
Look at my
And-
tattoo. Isn't it cool?
And he looks,
look, look at my tattoo, isn't it cool? And then he shows her his nipple.
It's a sword point.
Sorry.
okay, so Lilith takes a look at it. And she grabs your arm like she was about to give you like an Indian burn, and then like twists your arm so that it's straight in front of her, which makes you have to like stand up on your tiptoes, or otherwise she's gonna pull your shoulder out of socket. And she's looking at it. She looks at it. She does her fingers in the air a little bit, and eventually like casts the light cantrip, and the light shines off of her hand so she can get a better look at it, because she's got dark vision, but still you can't see fine detail in grayscale. And she just looks it over. That's really weird, Xantheon. There's like two completely different things going on in this. Where did you get this?
Just got it from the assemblage.
So like the stuff on the outside, the binding, like that's very obvious druidic magic. I mean, textbook druidic magic. But the rune in the center, that's something else. Have you ever been to the Southern Spires?
No, never.
Huh. It's the only place I've ever seen something like that before. I studied in Gingelvuk for a while.
What is
There-
it?
It's runic. Could be dwarvish. Could be giantish. I don't know. That's really interesting. And then she just realizes that she's like got a death grip on your forearm. She's like, oh, sorry.
What is this?
And then as your forearm drops, it's like she drops her hands too, and like your hand brushes against her hand, and she just like looks at you weird, and then like you look at her really weird, and then you guys like lace your fingers together and just walk off.
Xantheon stutters the rest
Remember,
of
you have guidance and inspiration.
And actually, before you make that intelligence save, go ahead and roll me a Constitution save. You are black out, sloshed. You are gone. Whatever happens, you'll have to be told about it tomorrow.
Oh God.
I actually missed some of those moments. I did some of the most amazing things during those.
The moments that you missed.
The moments that I blacked out, drunk.
Yeah,
I-
the moments that you missed.
That's
Yeah.
the
And then
moments that
hear
he
about
wasn't
somebody
present.
tell me about it later, and I'm like, wow, that sounds fucking amazing. How did I do that?
I just love that you said I missed the moments that I missed. That's
Exactly.
all.
It always, in my mind, Ben, it always goes back to, where's our designated driver? He's passed out hanging over the porch railing.
Man, that fucker started kicking me too, and then all I remember is Shannon comes out and he looks at him and points both fingers and goes, "You're the motherfucker!" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I cannot move for this right now." Wow, that's being streamed. Mind. I'm going on mute. Going on mute.
I need context
Yeah,
later.
Yeah. Context will be provided.
After action review.
After action review. Oh, remind me to or like remember to ask me about the time that we almost got busted breaking into a church too. That was fun.
OMG. Yes, that's on my bucket list.
I think Dad told me about that one.
Anyway, back to Bright Hollow. So yeah, Xanthion's done for the night. Back at the bar.
Marlo's interested to know more about his little friend, and to share that with everybody. So we're all kind of sitting around and just having a hell of a time getting to know this little gnome.
Yep. So
what do we find out?
It takes a while to get him to any a semblance of being able to speak coherently, but eventually, after pouring a couple of cups of coffee down his throat, he wakes up and comes to enough to get his name is Frimdost Flarneywoop. He is a glamour bard, and this is his first Odic Fest after hearing all about it growing up in Ginglebook.
Did you say his name one more time, please?
Frimdost Flarneywoop.
Say that like 5 more times, please.
How are you guys not getting it? It goes right off the tongue. I'm not gonna try to say it though.
Yes.
You type that also though. I want to learn.
We
how to
are going to call
pronounce
him.
it.
Okay, we are going to call him Boop for short.
Boop.
If he consents to it. Does Petra hear all of this?
Oh yeah.
Can we please just make it a thing? It's like he travels with us. Whoop! There it is.
Boop.
There's a triple A in there. 3 A's. I love it.
Oh my god.
And actually, there's an interesting moment where he gives his name, and just to specify that you heard it correctly, he says Frimdost Flarneywoop, and Morlo, you repeat it back to him. It's like Frimdost Flarneywoop, and he goes, no, Frimdost Flarneywoop. And this kind of continues for a bit. Christian Felix is close enough to overhear this, so go ahead and roll me a history check.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, you're drunk.
Yep. Okay, there's roll 1. Then dare roll 2. Okay, so 11.
11. Okay. 11 would not be high enough, so no worries.
Okay.
Okay. So after caring for and tormenting the gnome for a while, gets to be about 4:30. It's that moment where it's just getting Everybody is just like tensing in anticipation of seeing the first rays of the sun on the eastern horizon, that moment of reckoning where you've been up all night and the sun starts coming up and it just gets really real all of a sudden. And so Dylan says, "Oh, this has been an absolute pleasure. I will have to retire for the evening, but
The evening.
yes,
It's a little late for that, don't you think, or a little early for that?
I
Isn't it morning now?
time is a concept, you know."
Okay, well, do you know this city really well, don't you?
I like to think so.
Okay, do you know if this building has access to the roof? Or should I just climb something?
I can get you up there if you want.
Well, I don't need help. I just need to know how to get up there. You're going to bed anyway, so
Yes.
hurry along if you want, but I'm going up on the roof. I was just wondering if you knew how to get there. Otherwise, I'll find my way myself.
Well, I don't
Does
think there's any
Titus
way.
hear this by chance?
Roll me a perception check.
He's kind of keeping a side eye on Petra
Yeah.
for a reason. But, which one? Perception?
Yeah, perception. Yeah, you're definitely aware that Petra is talking to Dylan Fiasco right now, but yeah, with a 15, you overhear that.
Not acknowledging it. I just want to know that I hear it.
Okay. Yep. And Dylan just says, and then probably climbing up the side is going to be your best bet. Honestly, there's no interior access to the roof here.
Problem. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. And he waves his fingers in the air and just like tracing an incantation and then gone. And slowly but surely, the crowd does start to dissipate a little bit as we grow closer to dawn. So what does everybody want to do?
If I see Petra leave, I guess she's climbing up on the roof. After she leaves, I'm going to follow.
Okay.
After an hour, I'm just kind of following the cat as a human because wild shapes ran out.
Okay.
Does Felix see Titus leave?
Perception at disadvantage.
God damn, I don't like looking at myself on the camera. Fuck, I'm not muted.
With a 7, no. No. you're pretty- Okay, so Petra, you're climbing up on the roof. All right, so you get outside. Titus gets outside and sees her climbing up the side of the wall.
I'm going to attempt to follow. I mean, she's probably got advantage with the claws.
Yeah, actually, did Tabaxi have a climb speed? I don't know.
I think they do,
I
actually.
think they haven't. Did they?
I don't think so.
Hold on, real quick.
Sorry, I wouldn't know where to find it if we did.
No,
I
it's
haven't
okay.
seen anything.
It would
No,
be
just-
under your actions, I guess.
It would be under your movement.
Or
Let's see
maybe
here.
conditions.
Probably find it faster than I do.
Let's see here. Speed. Base walking suits 30 feet. No, they do not have a climb speed. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so roll me an acrobatics check, we'll say, to get up there.
Oh, their picture in the player handbook is them holding on to something. That's why I thought they did.
So Titus watches as Petra jumps up with her claws and then just like hangs and then just slides back down the wall slowly.
If I can, I'm going to try to help her to give her advantage.
Okay, yeah.
Run up and grab her butt and push her.
Okay.
Sure you want to do that?
So
or
all of us,
grab her feet and be like, I'm going to help you.
yeah, so it's like Petra like is up and is like, oh crap, and just starts sliding down, and then about halfway down the wall stops and you feel like something under your feet, but you're like, what the heck? I've not reached the ground yet. And you just look down, and Titus is like down there, like grabbing your feet and trying to push you up.
Petra rolls her eyes and just says, "You men and your hero complex," and tries to like use him as a diving board to hop up onto the
Yep.
roof.
Go ahead and do an acrobatics check at advantage because you've got help.
Like roll 2 more times.
Just one more.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yep. And that is enough. An 18 is enough. So you hop up there.
You're welcome.
How close is the next roof? Over?
Hold on.
Like, can she jump to it?
Once she
Well,
gets up
you
there,
are-
I'm going to say, I need to talk to you in private when you get a moment. If she hears it. She's probably drunk. I'm with a bunch of drunk fuckers.
Didn't
So-
drink any of the wine.
You are on top of this building right there, if you zoomed out enough to see that. So really there is no adjacent roof. You could get onto the roofs of the 2 additions to the building, but you couldn't make it to like another building.
Okay, she'll just reach the summit then
Okay.
of the roof.
Damn, you're going to make me work for this conversation.
All right. So,
I'm going to try an acrobatics to get up there.
okay.
So Petra's response to him needing to talk to her in private says, "Well, we're in private. Go ahead. If you can project loud enough."
Yeah, 17. You just kind of like climb up and are just like making your way up there. You just barely get your hands up to the top of the edge of the roof and pull yourself up.
Well, yeah, we are now. I don't have to yell at you.
Well, projecting, but you'll get it someday.
Go up there and sit beside her. Well, I've been approached by the College of Whispers,
Ooh.
and they want to talk to you.
The College of Whispers approached you because they want to talk to me.
Supposedly you're a commodity among the bards here.
Well, I am flattered. Why does he want to talk to me besides the fact that I'm a commodity? I mean,
He wants to make you some kind of offer in 2 days on that hill over there.
say author or offer?
Offer.
Okay. Offer. Like, is he gonna ask me out on a date?
I think he's going to offer something that's very rare. That is membership in Bardic College of.
And if I join, does that mean you join? And if I don't, does that mean you don't get to join?
I don't know if I even want to join.
Okay, well, where do you want to join?
I wouldn't mind to wiggle my way into one of these. But I don't know if I am going to actually do the whole bard thing.
Okay, well, if you did wiggle, where would you wiggle?
Well, I mean, a secret. To know a secret is rather valuable.
So, if I go, so they're inviting me to something.
They're inviting you and me to a summit with the College of Whispers in 2 days on the top of that knoll at, was it dusk or dawn?
Dusk.
At dusk.
If I go, does that mean I join the College of Whispers?
No, I think if you go, you get to hear the offer.
Oh, okay. Well, so I'll be your +1 then.
Okay. That's
Okay.
all. I just wanted. I think this is supposed to be hush hush. So,
Lovely. It's a date, but I will require 100 more gold if you want me to go.
he just eyes you. Well, you can say you won this playing cards and you
Of
whooped my
course.
ass. I count out 100 gold and hand her
Absolutely.
100 gold.
Okay. So mark
It's
that
a
off on your character
date.
sheets.
God damn, you're expensive.
I get that a lot, and it's a date.
Oh. Fuck. Not cussing you, I'm cussing beyond. I don't know what all this is about, but it was rather sketchy on how this guy seeked me out.
Piqued my curiosity. I am rather excited about this date. I mean, I'm not too terribly fond of you, but I am a fan of intrigue, so.
Well, I must be doing a good job then. So,
Must be.
the Ruminar High is the name of the college, I believe.
Oh,
If
I really don't care about that. I know I'm just gonna be your arm candy. It's fine. Okay, well, I'm going to bed up here on the roof now. Is that all you had for
Yep. You
Okay.
enjoy your sleep.
night then?
Do you need a blanket? Because I hear that the dew that falls in the morning is rather wet, and to my understanding, cats don't enjoy getting wet unless they choose to.
Darling, I lived on a pirate ship. My blanket was always damp. I will be fine without one. And I'm sure I will be just fine waking up in the morning dew. It will
Oh.
be far better than waking up in a pirate ship.
Excuse
night.
me for the offer. Good night. And I jump down off the roof.
Okay. And actually, you are jumping down off of the roof just about in time to see Ryan Mir Elsinane, the male high elf keeper of Bride Hollow. He comes walking up toward the drinking hall, and you just kind of jump down, basically right in front of him, startle him a little bit, and he's just like, "Oh, well, hello.
Hello! How are you?
There. Had a wonderful evening, did we?"
I have had a decent evening. Better than some, worse than others.
Jennifer wants to eavesdrop if she can.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
Dropping some Eve.
Oh yeah, you're hearing it loud and clear.
Yeah, she's gonna lay on her tummy and put her hands underneath her chin and just kick her feet up and listen.
Twirling the phone cord in your
So
one
to
hand.
doors. Yeah,
All right.
literally that.
So Ryan Mir says, "Are your companions inside?"
Most of them. What do you need?
Wonderful. Coming to discuss security detail. Now that
Ah,
the commencement of the fest is over.
well, I believe that you have picked the wrong time because everybody seems to be going to sleep, passing out, or getting late.
Yes, that's been happening for about the last 12 hours. Let's talk inside, shall we?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. And all right, so inside the bar is Morlo and Felix at this point. I believe are the only people that are left in there out of the party.
Mhm.
Has Emma bedded down by this point, or are you just still out with the cat? It's pushing 4:35 a.m. at this point.
Yeah, Emma's probably gonna go to bed.
Okay. All right.
What you said Morlo and Felix are in the bar?
Yes, Morlo and Felix are inside the tavern still.
Am I sitting? Is Morlo sitting by Felix?
Yeah, if you guys want to be hanging out together,
Okay.
the place is definitely the
Okay.
the raucousness has come down about 3 levels at this point.
Yeah, so Marlowe's gonna go sit by Felix and just get some stuff off his chest.
Marlowe, come. Well, here. Let's get you 2 chairs. You're rather large. Sit.
Yes, thank you.
Let's drink and bullshit, shall we?
Absolutely. But first, I have to say I've not been the warmest to you. It's not.
Well, no offense meant by interrupting your words. Words are hard when you're drunk. Anyway, trust me. Comparatively speaking, you have been a saint. You and Xanthion both, and Atari. Surprisingly silent as he is, but that's just my lot in life. You are fine. You are fine.
Thank you. I have some questions about you that I've wanted to ask for a while, and
Of course.
I'm afraid that I might know the answer, and I think that's perhaps why I've been so guarded.
Oh well,
And-
ask away.
Okay. Shannon, out of game. How long has it been since? Oh gosh, how long has it been since Foss died?
Hold on. I can
How long has it been since Foss died?
I can tell you in
just
just
thinking-
a second.
In game.
Yep, hold on. I can tell you.
Okay.
Checkmate.
It is the dawn of Saturday the 26th.
Okay.
So he died 5 days ago. He died the previous Monday, the 21st.
Okay. So this has been at least something Morlo has wanted to talk with Felix about since maybe even it was either then or right before then. I can't remember exactly. But okay, so back to Morlo. So before we lost Foss, I noticed during one of the battles we were in, I noticed some marks on your back. Can I ask you about those? Or is that too painful?
Oh.
Because if it is, I want to assure you, though you can't see them, I have many.
It's probably about time. Yes, I had something of a troubled upbringing. Part joking. While I get the pass of looking more human than others, like Lucaxius, Petra, yourself, there are still those who they're uncomfortable with those that are different. Oh, well, I need another drink for that. Oh, yes.
And I'll drink with you.
Cheers.
Please continue.
Well, for... Sorry, I did not expect this. When I was growing up, I had a lot of expectations placed on me. And about 12 years ago, I started experiencing nightmares, and my brighter side showed itself. And waking from a dream, I lashed out with my sorceress abilities, and my wings unfurled, and I almost shot my father in the face. Looking back, I wish my aim was a little more true. And then 4 years of 4 years of being locked in the dungeon and being experimented on will make someone a little guarded. And then being sent away so as not to be an embarrassment.
My friend, we are more alike than you realize.
I wish it was under happier circumstances.
Aye, but it's not. I'll drink to that.
Oh, gods. Hey,
When you're ready to hear mine, let me know. I
by
won't
all
hurt you.
means, tell me your stories.
No, let's process the pain of yours first. I will share mine when you're ready.
Oh, well, that's not something I was expecting.
As I said, it's okay. Let's let's process it.
Morlo, the ultimate buzzkill. Kidding, Morlo. Kidding, Scott.
There are parts of my story that, for reasons of embarrassment and my own stupid pride, that I would prefer to remain hidden. I have a feeling that they'll come out when the time is right, much like this. I wasn't quite expecting.
Well, I do appreciate you telling me, but we've had a couple of moments where I've wanted to ask you, but it didn't feel right, and this moment felt right. Thank you.
It just feels nice to have someone care.
It does. And honestly, when we started off, I thought that would be Foss for me, but as it turns out, maybe that's you.
We're in this together, Morlo.
We are, my friend.
And Felix downs whatever he's got in his hand.
And as you guys are sharing that last drink, you finish the tankard and look up and see Titus entering with Numenot Hyacinth, the high elf male keeper of Bright Hollow. And he's just looking around and sees the passed out gnome laying face up on one of the tables. Looks over at the turtle, looks over at you, looks back at you, Morlo, and just goes, "Were you sprayed by a skunk?"
Oh, sorry. And Felix casts prestidigitation and makes the bar smell like lilac.
Thank you very much.
Trust me, that wasn't for you. Sorry, that was so rude. I am so sorry. Numenot, I apologize. And Felix pops up out of his seat.
Or not, sorry, not Numenot. Ryan Mir Elsinane. Ryan Mir Elsinane, sorry.
Ryan, I am so sorry. I did not mean that. I was in my own head.
Felix, have another drink, relax. It's okay. Chill. Can I tell that he's rattled?
Roll me an insight check.
God damn, no. He's just drunk.
Actually, he is kind of wearing it on his sleeve, so I'm going to go ahead and give you advantage because you are stone cold sober.
What is with this today? He's just drunk. Never mind. I did not say that.
Ranmir, is it possible for me to get some fresh air before we start with whatever this is?
Well, actually, it is to discuss the security detail. And if you would like, I can show you to your barracks.
If we can go outside, yes, that'd be wonderful.
Well, yes, you're definitely not sleeping here. We've got the child. Does anyone know where the child is?
Oh gods, did we lose Emma?
She is out gallivanting around, I believe.
Okay, well, I will follow up with her later. And then, who else was there? Well, your tabaxi friend declined. So that would leave the elven priest, and that would leave the half-elven ranger.
I believe the ranger, Xanadu, is off
Pantheon.
having sex somewhere. And uh, Emma's doing cat things. Titus is doing sleepy things. And our turtle buddy is here.
Yes. So those of you who are here, let me show you to where the security detail will bunk down. You are provided room and board. You'll get 2 meals a day. If you want to eat more than that, you will have to procure it yourself. And he exits the drinking hall, just kind of leading a procession away from that building right there that you guys have come to know very well. And actually moves down toward, you have to scroll all the way down to the very, 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 very bottom of the map. And that, that is the bunkhouse for the security detail.
That way?
Yes.
Okay.
And actually, let's just see if fortune is in your favor. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Actually, okay. So as they are walking out, right at about this time, Emma, you have had your fill of chasing around the calico cat, and you just happen to be walking through the town square as you see the male half-elf keeper, Ryan Mir, leading Felix, Morlo, Titus. That's it, right? That's all who's here?
Yes.
Because Petra is still on top of the roof of the drinking hall.
Yes. If
Do I-
you
do I-
should find
Shannon,
security detail.
does Marlo still have Flarpy Whoop? What's his name?
If you are wanting to take Frimdost with you, you can scoop him up and carry him.
Well, I will ask him. I'm gonna pick him up and ask him and say, "Do you care to journey with us?
Do you want to go?
Or do you belong here?"
But
I don't want to kidnap him.
but
Do not want to kidnap him. For sure.
but those widgets don't go in that way. You're gonna make the whole thing explode.
Okay, he's gonna come with us tonight until he sobers up.
All right. Oh yes, excellent. There you are. Emma, was it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Let me show you where you will be sleeping.
Oh, great.
We have done the honors of arranging the guard schedule, and you will be glad to hear that you will not be on first watch. You will have a chance to sleep some.
Felix looks at Emma
Emma
because
just
this is the
looks
first
kinda
time he's
grateful.
seen. This is the first time he's seen Emma in her new clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Emma, you look like you could be a cousin of mine.
She just kind of shrugs.
That's a wonderful outfit. Very well
Like,
put
you
together.
can't see it. I'm coloring it right now, actually.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you.
Have you had a chance to get it perfumed yet?
Huh?
Perfumed, scented.
Oh no.
Oh, actually, before he does that, what kind of flowers do you like best?
Shannon. What's a really like weird flower that might be kind of common in the wild?
Like, do you mean like an odd smelling flower?
Yeah.
Corpse flower.
That's not odd. That's just make you retch.
Yeah, but it'd be fun.
Let's see here. Well, there is a flower that blooms in the Feywild called Rafflesia, and
Mhm.
it grows to be the blooms grow to be about 2.5 to 3 feet wide, and in the middle, the little I forget what that's called. The stamen, is that what's in the middle of the flower? It
Mhm.
actually is like an open pit into these pollen sacs, and it kind of smells like gem socks, rancid cucumbers, and vinegar.
I don't like that one.
Okay.
I want something that would actually smell good, just something
It-
weird. If that
It
makes
could be
any
weird.
bread.
sense.
It could be bread proofing. Don't
Well,
rule it out yet.
I mean, orchids smell weird just by their very nature. I mean, they have a very odd smell, and they're all over
I
the.
don't think I've smelled it one kid.
Yeah,
You
they're
know
kind
what?
of like.
Let's just go with this. You smell like hydrangeas.
Okay.
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you.
Yes. Well,
Thank you.
No problem.
it definitely seems a good idea that you will not be on first duty. So down this way, you guys
What?
will come.
Oh
down
wait.
to-
No, Emma's not tired. I forgot. Emma's not tired at all.
No, not at all.
Yeah, the little one doesn't. The little one.
I
doesn't
actually
require sleep.
forgot.
She's what was it again? Certain kind of druid.
Actually, I could take first duty.
Yeah, she literally doesn't
If you
require
need me
sleep.
to.
It's kind of creepy.
Oh, if you don't want to be on the same rotation as your companions, that's fine. We just put you all on the same watch together.
Oh well, then yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't require sleep, then we can just give you a place set up to read or study or play or whatever it is you want to do.
I'll make potions.
Oh, fantastic. A bit of an alchemist, are you? Wonderful. Yes, well, there will definitely be room for you to set up whatever accoutrement you have in the bunkhouse, and he leads you down here. And it was, you will come on duty at 4 p.m. You will work the evening shift and be off at 11. Other than that, you are free to go about your business as you choose.
right.
Sir, in 2 days, I will need to be off during dusk for an hour.
Already captured an invite to the tryst, I see.
We'll see.
Wonderful.
We'll see.
Oh, well, I think we've all been invited to the. Wait a second. Has Leela spoken to you?
Who?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking to half elf or half elf
Oh.
or high elf.
High elf.
High elf. Okay, I thought you said half elf earlier. So I'm talking to Mr. High Elf. Has Keyleth? Whoops. No, wrong crossover. Has Leela talked to you yet
Multiple times about what?
about our conversation?
Oh, no.
Oh, have fun with that. Think she might ask if we can all join the tryst.
Oh, of course, if you have an invite from the custodians, you will be excused from guard duty for the tryst.
What's the
Okay.
tryst?
It's the meeting of the college heads. Oh, sorry.
Oh. Why are you apologizing? I asked the question openly.
Oh, well, it just seems kind of presumptuous. I'm just going to shut up now.
Have another drink. You're better this way.
Emma looks grumpy that she didn't get an invite to join a bardic college.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, not to join the colleges. The stuff that we've encountered. That's what we're going to go talk about.
Oh, this is to happen when?
2 days.
Yes, it will
At
be.
what time?
Dusk,
Um,
I believe.
Typically at sundown. Throughout most of the
Where are
day,
you supposed to meet them?
House on the hill.
Talabayert.
That's the name.
So this is all supposed to happen at the same time? I'm asking Shannon.
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
it sounds like it, yes. From what you're hearing, this is all just one big meeting.
That's good.
Yes. So on symposium day, the day will begin with the seclusive forums where each of the bardic colleges will branch out on their own and go their own way and meet in secret with each other. That will be the time when every one of the new colleges accepts their new members and they swear their oath for their college. And then following that, there will be the grand symposium where all of the colleges come together and meet as a collective and discuss any pressing matters before the colleges. After that, everyone will be left to their own devices while the custodians retire for the evening and entertain a select few guests, commonly referred to as the tryst.
While this is going on, I'm going to be talking to Ned.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ned. Are you there?
Always.
When I wasn't able to communicate to you, how long was I unreachable?
Well, when are you talking about?
Earlier, when I came to you and asked you to do what I needed you to do, how
Uh-huh.
long was my connection severed?
Oh, when you took your walk?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, you were gone maybe. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention, but you weren't gone much longer than like 20 minutes, a half hour.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Everything okay?
I don't know yet. How's everything out there? Any news?
I don't know. The little girl's actually not half bad. But yeah, no, I didn't see anything about Rundamar.
At
Yeah.
any point, was Emma able to pick up the cat and pet it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because it got tired of walking everywhere. So it just was like a little loaf, like kind of pointing you in the direction it wanted to go.
And after that moment, I'm going to go up and just act like nothing just happened and put my arm around Felix and be like, "So Felix, what time did you meet with this other Bardic College guy that wanted to
no.
set up this meeting?"
Oh, no, that was Leela, one of the keepers.
Yeah, when did this happen? As we're walking, just kind of like, when
Mhm.
did this happen?
About 2 hours before I started getting hammered, something like that. Actually, quick question for you, Titus.
I am full of quick questions and slow answers.
Leylines. I had this thought buzzing in the back of my head ever since I got shithoused, and I can't quite piece it together, but for some reason the concept of ley lines keeps coming up. Have you ever heard of those in your studies?
Do I need to roll?
Roll me an Arcana check. Yeah, you've heard of ley lines. It's kind of the idea that there are magical or unseen attractors or like areas where like multiple different meaningful events or
Would do I
monuments are built along certain lines.
with that roll? Do I know where they converge and where they join and all that stuff?
Well, they're really hypothetical. There haven't been any that have actually been established to exist that you're aware of, but there's a constant study because like I mean it doesn't go by latitude and longitude. The line can be drawn at any angle anywhere, and like there are some theories that there are lines that connect events in Sangamet to events in Sultamakia and stuff like that, but there hasn't been a lot of research on it.
I'm guessing I
Am
learned
I-
this in the Alborn.
Yeah, you would have studied this at the Albon.
I only know what I learned while I was among the Alban. What do you want to know? I mean, supposedly it's some kind of convergence of power to where it is more powerful when you're among one of these lines when it's between 2 points on the sphere of that we're on. But my own theory is that these can converge and change and move depending on the age of the planet. But that's my own theory. I have very obscure. I don't know.
I've heard of them at my time at the conclave. Is it Ranmere?
Yeah, well, conclave. That's a good thing that you just brought up. Why are we?
Yeah, Ryan Mir Elsinane.
Ranmere, do you have any maps of these things before Titus goes off on a spree?
Of Leylines? No, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Well, I just have to say, an Alborn and a conclave, embracing, and then I just take him and grab him. I'm acting intoxicated to change the subject.
Roll me a performance check. Or a deception check, your choice. Oh, performance. Well, with that performance, yeah, we'll go with that. Because it's a +5 both ways, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, so he just seems drunk and friendly. And actually, as he hugs you, and your head goes beside his head, Ryan Mir just kind of pops up and like looking at you, Felix, and just like, you may want to check with Lilith. She is the one who dabbles in the arcane.
Do I hear this? Do I hear this?
Yes, you do.
I guess I hear that too.
Yes.
Do
yes,
I know anything of Leylines? From the Feywild.
You actually, yeah, because ley lines are actually quite an established thing in the Feywild. It's known that there are certain lines of basically like arcane gravity that carve their way through the Feywild, so that like the Summer Queen's castle is the center point of many of the ley lines, and then the queen of the Gloaming Court Castle, where the Queen of Air and Darkness lives, is the center point of another set of ley lines. But it's a very common concept to you from the Feywild.
Have I ever experienced one, as in been close to one, and known it or anything like that?
I mean, yeah, you've been close to the Summer Queen's court before, and Lemony would talk about it from time to time and say that like certain historical events in the Feywild that were significant to the Summer Court or the Gloaming Court had happened along these lines. It's being on one isn't anything that you notice at the time, because these events that all happen along the same lines can happen years or centuries apart. They just over time all seem to line up along these lines.
Okay. I just wanted to know what I knew. I'm not gonna speak up about it or anything, I don't think.
Felix just kind of like pat.
I let go of him and be like, so we're all sleeping together from what I understand, right?
Yes, that tends to happen quite a bit at Odic Fest. You come on duty at 4 p.m.
And I point at Felix. I'll be like, don't touch my chunk and don't spoon me.
How did you get so drunk so quick?
I don't know, but it's working. It's working. You believe me, right? You believe me.
Does he keep talking?
No, after that he shuts up and just walks like normal.
Felix just kind of so weird.
Turn around, start walking backwards, and be like, alcohol affects us all differently.
Don't think that was alcohol.
Right. So, and as
anything to say about this?
you arrive at the bunkhouse, and he shows you in. He says, "All right, for your security detail, you will need these." He reaches into his robe and he pulls out a series of leather cord necklaces, at the end of which dangles a polished stone.
Oh, like what Jasper had.
Not precisely. These are not sending stones in the traditional sense.
Oh.
These are, in some ways, more and in some ways less powerful. These will allow you to communicate as many times as you would like, but they will only work within the confines of Bright Hollow. These are not sending stones. These are, what are these called? They're pendants of messaging.
Pendants of messaging. Okay.
You will be able to communicate to any one person wearing one of these, or to everyone wearing one of these. Each of you will have one, and he starts distributing them.
When he hands me mine, I'm going
Mhm.
to take it off the leather strap and put it on my necklace.
Okay.
Check your messenger.
Yep. And you just say, yep. So you will need to attune to these. So if your attunement has reached its limit, but they won't work outside of the city limits. So don't get any ideas. You pocket it, it'll be worthless.
Now, like, if we accidentally walk outside the bounds and then come back in, do they need to be re-enchanted?
I'm sorry, say that again.
If we accidentally stumble outside the bounds of Bright Hollow and realize, oh shit, we're too far, and we come back, do they need to be re-enchanted?
No, they will come back online, so to speak, as soon as you return.
Oh, okay.
Impressive magic. Thank you, sir. I guess we need to return these after the fact.
Oh yes, we'll need those back.
Hey,
Yeah.
Shannon.
Yes.
I have a question about my Dark Shard amulet.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it literally just like the amulet that's the magical part, or is it the whole thing?
All right. Ask me that last part one more time.
From the Dark Shard amulet, is it literally just the amulet itself, or is it the whole necklace that's magical?
Just the shard.
Just the shard.
Mm-hmm.
So could I like unhook the thing and put the pendant of messaging?
Hold on, he
his-
can't hear you right now.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, you could change out the cord on that if you wanted to.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Can I? Is this the same for the necklaces we just got?
Yes.
Oh, Emma's gonna like take out the cord and then slide it on next to her Dark Shard amulet and put it back.
Okay. All right. And then for the purposes of what this does, this allows you to cast the message cantrip without regard to if the person you're trying to send it to is within range or not of 120 feet.
Okay.
Okay. So you have been shown to the bunkhouse. And what is everybody doing?
Sleep.
Okay.
I'm going to sleep since I have to sleep.
I'm gonna build a little bed for Dust.
Okay.
Right next
Wow,
to, like,
imagine
leave it,
having to
like, up on
sleep.
the shelf.
All right. So unless anybody else is doing anything else, you can mark off that you get a long rest.
Woo!
During this long rest, can I make 3 more potions?
Yes. Are you keeping track of like how much you have as far as like raw materials?
Yeah, I have enough for. I didn't mark those the 3 I made last time, so I gotta mark off 6. So that makes 14. I have
Okay.
enough for 14 more.
Okay.
Does Antheon get a long rest? Or is he?
Yes, he does get a long rest.
Xanthion loses track of all time.
All right. And so let's see. We'll say that it is. So you guys would probably say wake up around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you've got a couple of hours before you have to go on duty. So yeah, what does everybody want to do?
Oh wait, we wake up before we have to go on duty.
Yeah, because a long rest is 8 hours, and it is about 6 o'clock by the time you guys get into the bunkhouse, picked out bunks, bedded down, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, you guys would be up and around about 2 p.m.
Okay.
When Felix awakes, he immediately goes and tries to find a tailor.
You mean when Titus awakes?
I mean, yeah, when Titus, sorry.
I was going to say that.
He
Yes.
sat beside Felix, waited till Felix woke up. Once Felix woke up, he stood up without saying anything and walked out to find a tailor.
Okay.
Sorry.
I guess it wasn't good for him.
Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so Titus, you head toward Peddler's Row. The day is a bit calmer than the night before, but still very, jubilant. A lot of celebration still going on. It seems like today is primarily just a continuation of the night before.
I'm
just
going to
people
feign
having fun.
I'm going to feign a hangover and just
Okay.
head toward the if I can find a tailor.
Okay. It's once you get to Peddler's Row, which is right there if you're zoomed out enough to see. Whether or not any of these are actually like made to order tailors is hard to tell, but there are several people who are selling clothing.
I go into the one that seems the most equipped to provide in a short period of time.
Well, almost all of the peddlers are just booths, and it's just a question of is the booth set up like outside along the road, or are they inside one of the structures that gives them a little bit of shelter? But it is easy enough to find several people who are selling men's clothing that seems like it's just cash and carry.
I'm looking for female clothing.
Female clothing, okay. Also easy enough to find that too.
I walk up to the closest one, the first one I see that might deal in female clothing.
Easy enough to find.
And I walk in. Is it a gentleman or a lady?
It is a half elf female that is tending a booth.
Greetings, ma'am. How are you today?
Wonderful. And yourself?
I'm doing well. I have a. Well, it's been told to me that I have a date in a few days, and I need to acquire a dress per the nobility formality when it comes to this sort of thing. I would like to acquire a dress, and I have something specific in mind. Would you be the one that needs to be commissioned for this, or do I need to commission more than one to have this ready by tomorrow at noon? And then I'm going to take prestidigitation and make a image of what I want, and I'm going to send this to you in Messenger.
Okay.
Well, maybe. And make an image of that.
Okay. Still hasn't come through on my end yet. Hold on.
Yet,
there it goes.
I would like it to be a bit shorter so she does not drag it in the mud.
Okay. Mm,
Noon tomorrow is the deadline, or I cannot pay for this.
yeah. I mean, it's not hard to do. I'm sure I can get something put together for you.
Well, this is the custom, and if you could do this, I would greatly appreciate it. What would be the cost that I could acquire this item?
Oh, she just looks it over and starts running some numbers in her head.
And at the same time, I would like to know what would I estimate one of these to cost? Do I need to make a roll for any kind of formal things I went to that I took a date?
As a noble, you would be familiar with like what the average cost of this sort of stuff costs. We'll say for an ensemble like this, on average, you would usually wind up spending 15 gold, probably. And she
All right.
looks it over and she's like, you want it rushed? I'd probably do it for noon tomorrow. Say 25 gold with the rush.
I will give you 30 if you will make sure that it is scented for a very sensitive nose.
Okay, what do you want it to smell like?
Salt. I believe she enjoys the sea.
Oh, so salt water. Okay.
Yes, the smell of the sea.
To be honest with you, I mean, that's probably going to take some sort of an enchantment, so you're probably looking at more for that.
30. I mean, in pricing, to get an exquisite scent on an item, it normally costs 2 gold. So here, 5 should be adequate.
Tell you what, I'm going to do my best. 25 if I can't get it scented, 30 if I can.
That sounds fair.
Okay. All right. Be back tomorrow at noon. I've got to go get busy on this.
Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah, no problem.
And
what was your name again?
My name is Titus.
All right. Titus.
You cannot miss me. And I tip my hat at her, and then I slide 15 gold over the counter.
Mm-hmm.
This is half for the beginning.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you. If you come back and I am not manning this booth and it's one of my apprentices, just ask for Kenor. I will probably be hard at work on this until about noon tomorrow. I will see you then.
Thank you very much, madam, and I look forward to seeing your work. And what was the name again so I can type it on my sheet?
Kenor. Keenor.
Do you have like a sheet right beside you with names? You pull this right out of your ass.
No.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Felix at this point is going to use the stone. Titus? Titus, can you hear me?
Oh, you finally decided to get up. Are you feeling okay? Do I need to yell? And then I giggle afterwards.
You literally left as soon as I woke up. Anyway, can you see Xanthion anywhere?
No, currently I am purchasing personal items. Is there something specific you need Xanthion for? Because I believe he was getting laid last night, and right now he's spooning.
Well, wait, how early is it in the morning?
It's 2 p.m.
It's 2 p.m.
It's 2 p.m. He has to report in if he wants to get the money.
Well, if he has a libido similar to mine, he's still spooning.
Oh, for the love of all the 10 in the tomb, shut up and find the half-elf.
If I see him, I shall use this magnificent item we acquired yesterday to give you the proper information.
I'm really tempted just to throw the damn stone.
I do have to say, it is nice to be able to convey an unfiltered idea to you, no matter where you are. Just so you know what happened, Look what you did yesterday. And I feed it all to him.
It just works for language.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
Never mind. Fuck. It'd have been awesome.
Yep. So you go and you try to send him like mental images, and you're like, nope, this is just like the messaging cantrip.
Well, this item is limited. I can't show you the amount of fun you had last night. You were amazing. Such a such a pleasure to have on my arm.
Is Emma near Felix?
Um,
Was she in the,
It's
was she in the
2
bunkhouse
p.m.
making potions?
You would just be wrapping up because you're coming to the 8 hours
Yeah.
of potion making.
yeah,
Just look-
she's just wrapping up.
Just looked over at Emma. Just goes, he really doesn't stop talking, does he?
Nope.
Oh, heavens. Do you need anything from the market before we begin our duties?
I'm already in the market, sir.
No, I'm just talking to Emma.
Oh, never mind. Sorry.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go try and find the half elf and make sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop right there.
I'm guessing that the normal tradition for nobles is to provide a dress, chocolates, pretty much the whole wine and dine that would probably just completely offend her, but at the same time she would secretly like it. Am I correct, Shannon?
Yeah, I mean, there's the whole. Yeah, there's a whole.
She
party
called it a
ritual.
date, and if I want her to really go along with this, might as well do what I need to. So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to find chocolates, and I'm going to try to find a croissant.
A croissant?
I mean, not a croissant.
Corsage.
Corsage. Yeah, I'm going to find her a croissant and give her a little snack. Put a piece of cheese in there.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. So in French class, I learned that Nutella or like chocolate and bread is like a delicacy or like a dessert there. So it's like, wow, he must have taken French class for a long time. But now I know you meant corsage and not croissant. So
I know a lick of French, so.
You know how
Let me
to say
guess.
lick in French?
Yeah, sure.
Speaking of the half elf,
Yeah,
God.
Felix goes out and tries to just sort of find him.
Xantheon,
BRB.
you are gently nudged awake.
You like a
Yeah.
red.
You come to terms with daylight, which is an unpleasant experience. You see Lilith standing, and she just has her arms crossed, and she's like, "Good morning."
What time is it?
Oh, it's about 2 in the afternoon.
Where am I?
The North Guardhouse.
What happened last night? What did I do?
Well, that's a loaded question. You have been assigned to guard duty starting at 4 o'clock with your companions. You will need this. And she reaches in and grabs a necklace identical to hers.
What is this?
That is a pendant of messaging. It's what, and she reaches down and pulls her own out and says, "It's what I use."
Does everyone in the party have one of these?
Yes.
Okay. I have more questions. Give me 1 second. Felix,
No,
and then he just puts it on. And
Mm-hmm.
so, can you like walk me through everything that happened last night? I remember you looking at my tattoo, and that's about it.
Yes, among other things.
Does he need to roll a performance check?
Tell you what, you are on duty from 4 to 11. After that, come find me. We'll have a drink.
Jesus, round 2. Here we go.
Okay. He does the messaging things like, Felix, where are you guys?
So as you are headed off, Felix, to find Xantheon, his voice suddenly comes into your head.
Well, that was unexpected. Looking for you, actually. I didn't think you had one of these.
I'm by the North Guard Tower. Leila just gave me this. My head hurts.
And then all you hear.
I
Felix
remember,
takes off. Oops,
I
sorry.
remember nothing about last night.
I love this track, by the way. God bless you.
Actually, Shannon,
Yes.
the Dark Shard amulet, is it like a gem, or what is it exactly look like?
It looks
It's
like
supposed to be obsidian, right?
it looks like a shard of obsidian. Like
Could I get it set into something?
Like, I mean, do you mean like set into another piece of jewelry?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could absolutely do that. It comes as a pendant, but it can be incorporated into something else.
Yeah, I wanna get it set in. I'll send you what I'm thinking about, and I'm gonna go like to the Peddler's Row
Okay.
and see.
Definitely enough to find jewelry makers there. There's all kinds of people selling and making jewelry. So whatever it is you're interested in, it's just kind of a question of how much it would cost to do it.
Hold on, let me pull up your messenger.
Hey, Shannon, while that's
Yes.
going on, the Constitution saves that I rolled for you, that I whispered to you. Did you get
Mm.
those?
Yes, I did.
Would those be sufficient enough for Felix to remember the happenings of last night?
Yes. You were adrift on an ocean of good tides, but you do have a full recollection of everything.
He's gonna get on the amulet. Hey, Morlo. That conversation that we had last night. Let's keep that between us, okay?
Yes, of course.
I
Thank
sent it to you, Shannon.
Morlo would like to check with his little gnome friend and see if he'd like to come with us or if he needs to remain here.
So yeah, right around this time, Fremdust starts waking up, and he just is like, he just sits up, looks around. What happened?
Well, we were at Odinfest, and I kept hearing this. I had this soundtrack of this wonderful music in my head, and I just thought it was because of the weed I was smoking. But as I walked into the bar, I felt something fall off my shoulder, and I saw you laying there, beer all over your face, and I suddenly realized it was you, your music.
Huh.
And you enthralled me and my friends with your songs and your stories, and I would love for you to come on our adventure with us, or if that is not your fate, you can remain here.
Oh well, I mean, I'm certainly going to enjoy the rest of the fest. I don't what is this place? What am I in jail?
I don't even know.
You are in the bunkhouse for the security
right.
detail. Like, oh, well, I'm not here to work. I'm really more here to have fun. But I mean, I would absolutely love to get a ride on your shell again sometime.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Freezing?
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Okay. It was nice to meet you. I'm sure I will see you around.
Yes.
Morlo.
Yes.
Morlo. Yes, I remembered your name. Excellent. I'm from Dost.
As a gnome, you are a magical creature.
Well, yes, thank you for noticing.
Yes, you may communicate with some of my more magical friends to find us.
Oh, yeah, fantastic. All right. Well, I will see you around, Morlo. Thank you. And he just kind of trots out the door.
Xanthion goes on the thing and is like, Emma, are you alive?
Yeah.
Cool, stay that way. And he
You
tried-
are a very good guardian.
Best advice ever.
Isaac,
Yeah.
your options would be like, I mean, you could do like silk, satin, like velvet, something plain like cotton. Just depends on how elaborate you want to go.
I mean, the whole outfit's pretty elaborate, so
Yeah, so like a silk or satin would be
yeah. I
appropriate
think
for
I'm
that.
gonna go with like silk. Yeah.
No, it's not going to look as polished because I mean that's what you're showing me is like a polished, like rounded. This is just going to be like a rough shard that they would probably set in something that was then like rounded off, like what you're showing me. But like the inset would be just a rough, unpolished shard of obsidian.
All right, I can redo that bit. All right.
But yeah, so doing it in satin and having it custom made here, we'll say, since you're providing the obsidian, but they still got to do the metal work and you're using an expensive fabric, we'll say 10 gold.
All right. And how
Okay.
long is that gonna take?
2 days, unless you need it sooner.
All right.
So just mark
And-
off that you do not have your dark shard amulet right now
Okay.
because you are having to leave it with the jewelry maker to do it.
Do I need to unattune to it? Am I still attuned to it if I don't
You-
have it?
You are attuned to it even if you don't have it, yes,
Okay.
because you can actually give it to other people to give them a benefit. So yes, you keep your attunement. You just can only do the thing with it when it is actually physically on your person, where you can try to cast a different cantrip.
Okay. I just unequipped it.
Yep, sounds good.
Does Felix make it to the guard tower by this point?
Yeah, sure, we'll say so.
So, what does Felix see when he walks up?
Well, are you leaving Xanthion or are you staying there until he gets there?
I'm not leaving.
So as you get to the north guardhouse, which is definitely not a tower, it's a single story building, and it actually looks like it is the oldest structure in Bright Hollow. If you go to the very north of the map, it is that stone building right there, which is essentially on the cusp of falling into disarray. It is just a single stone structure about 20 feet by 20 feet with a single opening. This is where you met with Lilith last night, actually. And as you enter, finding the inside, it is set up to be like a domicile with like a desk and a lamp and a chair and a bed in which Xanthion is currently sitting.
Oh, gods. Xanthion, are you decent?
Is he decent?
He is, yes.
Oh,
Yeah. Decent.
okay. Where's Lilith?
I don't know. I thought she was just here.
She left.
Oh, well. Was it good for you?
Was what? Blinding lights. I like it.
Oh, alcohol. Well. Did she say anything?
We're getting drinks again tonight.
So then it was good. Good. Well, it was good for her. That's the important thing. But anyway, come on. We have work to do.
Xanthion gets up. Make sure he has everything. Pulls out his longsword. Cool, still have that. He just holds his bow in his hand and is just like, lead the way.
Come on. Pats him on the face again. Come on. Wake up.
Awake. Don't want to be, but here I am.
Again with your hair. Seriously. Fixes your hair again. Come on, man.
Felix makes a fortune opening Sangamet's first magic salon.
I mean, channel my inner Sean Gilmore.
Okay, so
Um, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's just getting stupid. So, all right, come on, Xanthion. Let's go.
all right. Anything else anybody wants to do before coming on duty?
Time is it of the day?
It's by this point about 3 o'clock, and probably by about right now, Petra would be waking up on the roof of the drinking hall.
Read my mind. Yep. So she's just gonna do a little kitty stretch and soak up the sun a little more before she actually gets up and looks around, and she's gonna try to find her compadres or Fiasco, whoever comes first.
Okay. So you hop down and start looking for them. Felix and Xanthion, you guys make your way back toward the town square. Emma or Titus, after you get done procuring the dress, what are you doing?
I'm looking for Petra.
Okay. So-
I'm not actually like going. If she's still on the roof, I'm leaving her alone.
Okay. For the sake of brevity, we can just say that unless there's anything else anybody wants to do, you guys all reconvene in the town square, round about the time that those of you who are doing security detail would be about to come on duty.
Xanthion casts Bestial Spirit to maybe have some help keeping watch. He names Air.
Okay. So you guys are getting together in the town square, and all of a sudden you see Xanthion cast a spell, and then this spectral flying eagle starts hovering around him in the air, kind of flying lazy circles.
Impressive. That's new.
I'm gonna do that.
Oh, Petra. Good to see you. Sleep well?
Splendidly.
Oh, good. Oh,
You?
I did, yes. I
At
slept like a-
all?
I did, yes, I did. I'll tell you what, though, the headache is still good. But you are one hell of a dancer.
Well, you
Like I
were
s-
much more inebriated than I, and you were keeping up, so I am fairly certain if had you been sober, you would have been a better dancer than me. So
Oh, no, I have a stick up my ass when I'm sober.
you said it, not me.
I know. That's why I said it, because it's funnier. No, like I said, I never doubted your efficiency as a bard. You truly live up to the title. Oh, gods.
I
All right,
appreciate
well,
it. You would make a decent bard yourself.
oh, please, no, I'm nowhere near talented enough for that. I'm just a sorcerer. I'm born to blow things up.
Round about
Ah.
this time, you guys notice a well-dressed, red-scaled dragonborn wearing a hat with a feather sticking out of the brim around it, and the Felix and Titus, you guys would both immediately discern that the style is Cortanian in cut and fashion. And
Felix-
actually, sorry, go ahead.
I would say Felix is. How far off is he when we notice him?
He's just walking up within about 10 feet of you and is definitely heading straight for you.
Kind of leans over to Titus. College of Lore, right?
I met him right when I started singing the
Piggy song, right?
the piggy song, correct?
Yes, this is the custodian of Aethris, Uxin Pavel, the College of Lore custodian. And he walks up and he says, deep, guttural, wet voice, just says, "Hello there. I'm sorry to interrupt. If I could butt in for just a moment. I've been trying to catch your attention and make your acquaintance, young lady." And he holds out a scaled hand to you, Petra.
Felix steps back.
Well, you're one of many in this town, and who might you be?
My name is Uxin Pavel. I am the custodian of Aethris, the College of Lore. And while I am sure my presentation is not so ostentatious as some of my fellow brothers and sisters of the colleges, I just wanted to inquire if you had ever given any thought to making your way into the ranks of Aethris. We would love to have you.
Well, I haven't, but if you keep talking to me in that octave, I would consider it. So why don't you take a walk with us?
Felix in the background is just kind of like,
Playing, like jamming your finger into your Adam's apple to try to drop it an octave. Yeah.
You're clearly a bass, yes. And she takes him by the arm and walks ahead.
Okay. Any of the rest of you guys doing anything?
Felix is going to look at. So we got Morlo, we got Emma, Xanthion, and Titus. Are you guard duty too?
Of course. We all like to get old.
Well, let's do this. We have 5 people. So Felix is gonna say, somebody with high perception, watch the market, watch for pickpockets or thieves. Who wants that?
Don't look at me.
Well, no, you're not doing guard duty. You're walking off with.
I mean,
Uxin, right?
just when you're looking for pickpockets and thieves, don't look at me.
Oh, of course.
She's calling back to the rest of the group.
Friendly benefits. Not friends with benefits. That got weird. I'm sorry. Anyway, who wants to watch the market?
I think I'll be better in bigger areas with my spirit lending a hand.
Well, let's see. Emma,
Mm-hmm.
do you want to take the market?
I can.
Okay. Let's put you in the market. You're kind of well, indiscreet. Let's see. Xanthion, probably best if you go north of town. That seems pretty wide open. Then, let's see. Morlo, Titus, and I sort of rotate the southern and western portions in the center.
Felix, my friend, with as chaotic as this is where we're currently at, I believe it's best if we all do what we would normally want to do while also doing our job. I do not believe we are the only ones that are guarding this fine establishment. And I just think that assigning tasks limit our ability to move around.
Well, Shannon, how many people are guarding?
Actually, you never got that information.
Yeah.
I'm only assuming, and to rein me in to a specific area, more than likely you're going to catch me not abiding by your rule.
Well, I'm just saying this because if we're all in one spot at the same time and we can't react to something, that would be worse. We all have message stones.
I
So we can
agree,
resolve.
and then I'd immediately start walking off.
Okay.
Petra calls over her shoulder and says, "Ooh, clash of leadership styles."
All right. Well,
Quickens her
Morlo.
pace.
Morlo and Morlo and me. We'll take south and west. Sound good?
We got it.
All right. So let's go for it.
Sounds good to me.
Wait, are you still here?
Yeah, just like 10 or 20 paces ahead.
Oh, okay.
Just
I was like,
far
I thought she
enough
was
ahead
off.
to where she can call back and you can hear her taunt
Yep.
you.
It's like Uxin Pavel is like trying to do his spiel, and like literally every time she hears something more interesting behind her, she's just like, yeah, hold on. Just like
she's
calls
not
Oh,
back.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. All right. So that's what Felix is gonna do. Felix will take south. Morlo, if you want to take west.
Anthon's heading up north. He wants to do a perception check with his spirit in the sky to see anything before they leave.
Okay, so let me see here. This is
Summon beast.
Summon Beast. Open a new tab.
It's passive perception.
Okay, so you're just having it fly circles overhead, making
Yeah.
perception checks. Okay.
Yeah. Following me around.
All right, easy enough to do.
Oh, I think I spoke wrong. I think the western side is what I was thinking.
Is that, what did I roll? Is that wrong? No, that's right. Okay. All right. So it's flying its circles. Okay. So you walk off, Petra, with Ux and Pavel, the Dragonborn College of Aetherus custodian, keeper of lore. And just as he is trying to get words in edgewise with you, replying to your friends back there trying to figure out their job duty thing, he just says, I'm not going to try to wine and dine you too much. I respect your ability to make your decision on your own as for which college you would be interested in.
I wish you would wine and dine me too much, though.
Our style in Aetherus tends to be a bit more reserved, but I can say, as one new race to Zekrist to another, I think that we could definitely stand to bring a new perspective to the lore and history of this world. I'm sure you have many fascinating stories to tell. I would love to hear them sometime.
I would love to swap stories with you anytime, and I'm sure I could bring a lot to the table if what was on the table was interesting enough and could hold my attention. I do have to admit, as much as I love listening to you speak, I do have a short attention span, and I do rather love going and doing my own thing. So I'm not sure this would work out, but if you want to keep walking with me, I will follow you wherever you go.
Wonderful. And then about this time, you notice that saddling up on your other side is a pink-skinned, purple-haired tiefling. And she just like falls into step next to you and just says, has he bored you to tears yet?
Not quite. He is interesting enough to look at, so.
And just like basically cutting across your face, shooting a glance at the tiefling, the dragonborn Uxin, says, Syncope, good to see you again. And the tiefling just says, oh, pleasure's all mine, Uxin. I'm sorry, though. I am going to have to steal your dinner date for just a second. I have an urgent message that's for her ears only. So, and she hooks her elbow around your elbow, arm in arm. And she's like, I'm sure you've made your absolutely best sales pitch, and I'm sure she will get back to you, okay? Hugs and kisses. Bye. And as she waves, you see that she has these long, sharp, pointed purple claws. That they're basically, her fingernails have been filed down into sharp points. A shade of purple to match the locks of hair spilling down. Just wild, unkempt, like Merida from Brave, but deep royal purple. And she just kind of like starts pulling you away from Uxin's grasp. And Uxin's, but I just have to say, and then like you're just basically being dragged away at this point.
Ta-ta, we'll catch up later.
Right. Okay, well, just consider my offer.
Of course.
It's like watching paint dry. Hi, honey. My name's Syncope. I'm with the College of Glamour, and we need you so much.
Oh my, you clever little minx.
Yes. Well, I will say, I love your style. And I absolutely adore the way that you pull Dylan around by the nose.
Thank you. So, where are you pulling me by the nose?
I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to go have a drink or something?
Always.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. And the two of you just like skip off arm in arm. The tiefling
Absolutely.
and the cat. All right. Those of you who are on guard duty, someone please roll me a D20.
Damn
Wants
it,
it.
Jim's not here.
I'll do it.
All right, Morlow's got it.
All right.
Let
Well,
Logan just do it.
actually, I need 3 people to make the rolls. So Logan had the first one. Scott, go
Okay,
ahead and roll me another one. 17. Okay. And then 6. Okay. Festival Day isn't quite as much of a bacchanalia of just absolute insanity that the commencement of the fest is. For one thing, most of the people who are out and about are nursing hangovers. For another thing, it just seems to be like the while everybody is still excited to be here and everybody is still in a great mood, the sheer elation and having been whipped into a frenzy by the grand spectacle of the commencement of the fest has subsided, and now people are just more about like, okay, let's just have a good time. So this day is mostly about people playing festival games, and actually, as those of you who are patrolling around the Peddler's Row area, you now notice that instead of a greased pig, the guy who was running the event yesterday is now greased up and is in the pit and is what the people are trying to catch. And he just has a look on his face of sheer and utter hatred. Because the pig got away and the pit master who was running the game let it happen, and that makes him the pig. Speaking of which, there are a couple of times where you guys do see the pig just dart across your path as you are walking.
Are people still trying to catch it?
No, really.
Kind of given up.
No, nobody's trying to catch it. You do see that many festival goers, as the pig runs by, one of the favorite impromptu party games of this Odic Fest has become trying to throw a bead necklace and get it to land around the pig's neck. And the pig has like 15 bead necklaces on at this point.
Then he's gonna try to like lure it to like come like walk around with him.
Roll me an animal handling check at disadvantage, because this thing is, yesterday it was frightened out of its mind and now it has just gone completely feral. But people keep feeding it, so it sticks around.
I got a nat 20 and a nat 1.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
That's the two extremes right there. Yeah, you get it calmed down a little bit, but you can't get it to fall into step with you. I mean, you're really good with animals, so a 10 is enough to like not make it freak out, but like trying to tame it and butter it up enough to like act friendly to you is a tall task with the frame of mind that this pig is in.
Anytime it runs past me, I'm going to continue to try.
Okay.
I'm going to, every time I see it, sing the song, "Run, Piggy, run!"
Uh-huh. And there are still choruses of that you do go from time to time as you are strumming it along. Somebody will just fall into step beside of you in a different instrument and just pick up the harmony, and it's kind of becoming the theme song of this Odic Fest.
Nice.
But yeah, you guys, you have to break up a couple of fights. You have to like help some drunk people get back to the boarding houses.
I just like the idea of this little girl breaking up fights.
Yeah, basically just like you'll step in and you'll be like, they're just like, piss off, girl, and then you'll do like primal savagery and just beat the shit out of them. But yeah, no, it is you don't want to get too ahead of yourself and feel too confident, but your first shift on duty passes without significant incident. Aaron. So Syncope takes you to she takes you to the fencing fight hall, which you haven't been to yet, but this is where they are fencing with wooden swords, and just sits you down and buys you a drink and is just like, okay, honey, just level with me. Do I have a snowball's chance in hell of getting you?
Well, I mean, you definitely have more of a chance than the Red Dreamboat. As cute as he is, I could fall asleep while he's talking to me.
Oh,
and
he
that
is dry as hardtack. He's the worst.
It is quite unfortunate because he is wonderful to look at. But yes, you far surpass him.
Mm.
But Dylan Fiasco, he did show me a great time, and I do feel like my personality aligns more with what the College of Eloquence has to offer me. But I could be swayed otherwise, and she fluffs her neck fur. I don't know.
Nice. Okay, so actually, as you do that, hold on just 1 second. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and take 5 because I think the Aldi order is here. So I'm going to go help Jody bring the groceries inside. So take 5, guys. Enjoy and talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a
Okay.
topic. The Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman nor an empire. Discuss.
Thank you.
Cesare Borgia.
What does it matter? It's over. It ended. The Romans are gone, guys.
Is this a celebration? Do we have something against the Romans?
I mean, he said discuss, so that's my 2 cents. They left us with mythology and some really nice roads and some crumbling buildings. Yay.
Do you know the
Government.
the roads of
Yeah, government too, Christian. Fucking
the
history teacher.
roads? The roads in Rome were made to accommodate for like horse chariots and stuff. And so there were these grooves. There would be these grooves, just big enough for horses to go through, and that spacing was used for a whole lot of roads, and is still used over when it came over to America and all over the world for railroad tracks.
Yes, I am aware of that.
Did you know that in Christianity, the Roman road, which is different than, what you're talking about, the Roman road is how a lot of Christians are taught to evangelize to non-Christians through the Roman road. And they coined as the Roman road because it was so it was a common phrase.
Wow, I did not know that. I did not know
That's
that.
what I was taught, the Roman road.
That was what you was taught, but is it true?
Well, I mean, I thought it was at the time. I mean, but yeah, it's fucking wild. It's freaking wild.
I mean, I was taught saying "goddamn," I would wake up in hell for the rest of my life. I mean, rest of eternity, just for saying that word. So, I mean, I was raised in the Southern Baptist cult.
Yeah. When I went to Christian college, I learned that taking the Lord's name in vain actually doesn't mean saying Jesus Christ or God damn. It actually means you're
Invoking
speaking
him.
on behalf of God. And you're saying God will reward you if you blah, 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 blah. And I remember telling my dad that and being like, I learned this in Christian college. He'd be like, Christian college brainwashed you. And I was like, what? No, wait. That's not how that works. You don't get to say that about CCU. No, sir. I didn't go to a liberal college.
It's amazing. It's amazing what happens when people learn about the religion they've practiced their whole life, and then they realize that they've been practicing it wrong.
Yeah, that the culture got it wrong and warped it into something that it didn't, that it wasn't.
Right, not to insult your parents or anything, but it's that's a real thing.
Oh, no.
When everybody got pissed off about Xmas, it's no, that's part of the original Greek spelling of Christ.
Yeah, that's how they abbreviated Christ.
I did not know that.
But yeah, it was a cultural evolution of something that people decided to get offended about because they didn't realize the original context was different than what they were told as a child.
Yeah, because the spell Christ in Greek would be chi, rho, iota, sigma, tau.
Oh,
So
if I mentioned any of this during a Baptist sermon, I would be
you'd get
yelled
tapped out.
at until veins were popping And
He exercised.
I mean, it would be
You would
horrible.
get hate crimes.
It would be horrible. But I do have to ask, the blanket on Scott's chair, is that the burrito blanket?
It looks like it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes, it is actually.
Changed
I
so
remember seeing it when we watched the last episode of Game of Thrones, and I was like, "Hey, it's the burrito blanket. I like it." And then we
I
were
love
like,
that.
"Oh, that was the last episode of Game of Thrones." That's the note they went out on.
OMG, the last season of Game of Thrones was so disappointing.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Honestly, the video of the cast reading the script was way better than the entire season of writing.
The last
combined.
season of Game of Thrones is like D&D 4E. Didn't happen. It didn't happen. It ended the season before, and I am happy with that. I will never watch the last season of Game of Thrones again.
What's so bad about D&D 4E?
Go play it.
Like
If
the
you-
only
if you-
thing-
If you could find somebody that'll actually DM it, go play it. You'll understand.
yeah, like the only thing that I really liked from it, and I side with Matt Covell on this, is just the mob rules. And I'll incorporate that into my games. And the mob rules basically are, well, minion rules is what they're called. So you have one big bad, but you don't want to just fight the one big bad unless it's like a dragon. So say it's like an orc war chief. But if you put too many grunt orcs, it will completely offset the difficulty rating. So what 4E did was said that, okay, you designate your boss, and then you put minions alongside them. All of the minions do exactly what their character sheet says they would. So their attacks they still get the same proficiency bonuses, they still get the same damage dice, so on and so forth, but their hit points are down hard set to 1. So basically, if you get a hit on a minion, it's automatically dead. But they are just enough of a threat to actually take down your health. The only one.
That sounds a lot like the playoff of the 2E rules when it came to mass war. When you were having to play,
Yeah.
and it was just a war. Instead of playing out individual battles, you were playing out skirmishes with roll.
Yeah. Yeah, because 2E kind of copied that off of the board game Risk, and I want to say that 4E. I want to say that rule actually was taken from the mass combat rules.
I love playing Risk. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to get some Nick.
Nerds.
Nerds.
You need to go back and watch this, Shannon, because the conversation went from the Romans, like we were instructed, to Risk.
Oh, I can see that happening. Absolutely.
Well, it was the wrong Romans. You said the Holy Roman Empire, and it's like, well, those are technically the Germans. But hey, we'll talk about the Romans.
It went from religion to a burrito blanket in 0.2 seconds.
And then Game of Thrones, and then why 4E was terrible.
Well, would you rather play 4E or use Stako again?
Why would you put that choice in front of me? Why would you do that?
Negative. Oh,
Dude, Thaco taught me number lines. For real. Like, I passed math. Like, I probably passed, like, higher level calculus because of Thaco.
No one's ever explained what it is. They just refuse to explain it because they don't want to go through the pain of knowing what it is anymore.
I'll explain it to you, but after we're done. Okay. So, Aaron, you are having a drink with Syncope, the custodian of the College of Glamour, which is Gallantock. Yes, is the name of the college.
I am posting Emma in the chat. I've colored it.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So, anything anybody else is wanting to do for the sake of brevity, Aaron Petra gets approached by like pretty much everybody of importance before the evening is through. After Syncope has tried to wine and dine you for a little while, this woman with a long red braid wearing this light emerald green robe comes up and asks you if you'd care to have a drink with her.
Yeah, she's gonna flirt with all of them. She's gonna have a
Uh-huh.
drink with every single one of them.
Yep. And so just one by one, you are just kind of like the spotlight. All eyes on you.
Can I try to tame the pig again?
Yeah, sure. I'll give you another roll at that. Still going to be at disadvantage.
Take it.
What are you rolling for?
Tame a pig.
Oh, damn.
Oh, this time a 20 and a 2.
So close.
All right. So everyone's shift goes off without any problems. By the time you guys get off, it is approaching midnight. Like your shift goes to 11 o'clock, but by the time you guys do shift change and bring on the next guard, at which point you actually do find out that yes, when you guys are on guard, you are the only security posted throughout Bright Hollow. Long story short, if it really hits the fan, you guys are supposed to call for the keepers, and if the keepers can't restore order, then the keepers will call for the custodians. So you guys are more of a
First line of defense.
first line of defense, not necessarily just observe and report. You're allowed to engage because it's established that you guys are more than capable enough of handling yourselves in a fight. But if it really gets serious, which the general opinion of most people seems to be that it won't. Like the biggest problem that usually people have is from what you hear throughout the course of your shift, it seems like either people just getting drunk and belligerent and picking fights with each other, which typically tend to work themselves out, or if the noise of the fest draws out creatures from the surrounding areas, then though that can sometimes result in some interesting skirmishes, but nothing that it isn't considered that you guys would be able to handle.
Wait, can I use my bardic inspiration on my animal handling check?
Your bardic inspiration would have lapsed. I think it lasts for an hour. What'd you do, dude?
She scratched me when she was playing.
Oh, man. Cats are good for that. Okay, so at the end of the shift, is there anything that anybody is wanting to do?
Didn't see anybody with bite marks, did we?
Bite mark, roll me a perception check.
Yeah, that would be something Titus would look.
Yeah, so anybody who is specifically keeping an eye out for that, just roll a perception check.
See shit.
14.
Okay. No. Actually, none of you guys see anybody sporting a bite mark. But as you are walking around, you do actually overhear multiple conversations about zombies. It just seems like every so often you're walking past and it's just like, oh, these people are talking about the zombies. So it is definitely a topic of conversation around town.
Well, unless anybody's talking about somebody who's been bitten or is sporting a bite mark themselves. Felix is getting another drink.
Okay. So at the end of the shift, we can definitely say that it is easy enough that if you guys all want to reconvene with Petra, she's probably making the rounds in the tavern still at this hour as well.
So many rounds.
So fine.
Say what?
Anton's gonna go find Leaf.
Lilith? Okay, easy enough to do. I mean, you can always just ask her where she is if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, that's right.
I still
Hey,
know it.
Lilith. This is Felix. Before we all get too comfortable with the evening, could I talk to you in person?
I'm at the North Guard House.
All right. So Felix is just like, that's fucking Odicfest. Just takes the mug with him.
Right. And so you, Xanthion is contacting her as well?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you saying?
Are you ready for drinks? Do I need to meet you somewhere?
I'm not off yet. I'm at the North Guardhouse if you want to come by.
All right. Xanthion heads that way.
And then there comes this awkward moment where Xanthion and Felix fall into step next to each other, and after a few 100 paces realize you're both heading to the same place.
No. This is business.
Hey, I don't judge, man. I don't judge.
And so
That is not the reaction I thought I was going to get, but okay.
And so you guys make your way up to the North Guardhouse and find Lilith kind of walking a perimeter around it. Keeping an eye on the smaller crowd tonight of people who need some air, because while Bright Hollow is as packed as it has been since the beginning of the fest, people aren't falling over each other quite as much, because now, instead of just being congregated around the drinking halls, there are several more people around the bathhouse or on Peddler's Row or just walking out in the countryside.
So I'll just fall in step with Lilith as she's on her rounds.
Okay. Xanthion, are you doing the same?
Sorry to bother you, Lilith. What was his name again? The high elf?
Ryan Muir?
Ryan. The one that I was that was with us, guiding us to the bunkhouse.
Yes, Ryan Muir Elsinane.
Okay. So, I asked Ryan Muir something last night, and he said that I should talk to you because you are the arcanist of the keepers. Leylines. Are you familiar with them?
Where's your Arcana? Yes, I have studied the concept.
So, the thought was bugging me last night, and I couldn't figure out why, but after hearing Titus sort of embellish, as he does, I was wondering, do you have a map of ley lines through Sangamet or across all of Zekarist at your disposal? Or would you know where to find some?
Just the notes that I've taken.
You have notes?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't expect that. Would you mind if I looked at your notes?
Can I ask you why this is suddenly a topic of interest to you?
Well, previous discussion. I'm wondering if we can either predict or at least get a heading in certain directions where things might be happening. It would stand to reason that if these ley lines connect certain important events or magical events throughout Zekarist, then where these lines converge might be just the weak spots in the veil that someone would exploit.
Oh, yes, of course. And she reaches behind her and she pulls out a leather-bound journal wrapped with a leather cord, keeping it shut. And she unwraps the leather cord and she flops it open, and it's the cover is like loose leather, so it just kind of flops open in her hand, almost more like a portfolio than a book. And you can just see as she's flipping through the thick pages of handmade paper, and you can just see typical arcanography of various incantations. And this is obviously her spell book, but also something of a journal. And she just flips through and comes to a page that has a drawn map of northern Sangamet, north of the southern spires. And
You cheeky devil. Oh, I thought you had like a purpose-made image. I was like, you cheeky devil.
no, this is, it just basically is reflective of this map.
Okay.
And she just says, well, ley lines in northern Sangamet essentially fall along one of two axes. And she just shows you, and there are 2 points where multiple lines are, how do I want to say this? Basically a hub, like when you're looking at like a transportation diagram or something, and there are just certain areas where everything comes into or goes out of.
Yeah.
And there are 2 of those that have been documented. One is at the dead center of the Shrouded Weald, and the other one is in Shalatar in the Shadowlands.
Okay.
Would Dantheon know anything about the one in the dead center of the Shrouded Weald?
Yes. With your experience, there is an area of the Shrouded Weald that is known as the Blight, and the Venerable Assemblage assists with an organization called Garad Mather that surrounds and tries to capture, or enclose, not in capture, but enclose the Blight, because the Blight is an area where the Shadowfell tries to bleed over into the material plane.
I'll relay that to Felix.
Okay.
Oh, that's good information. That
I
some
can't-
indirectly supports my theory.
Yes, we do believe that it is the Blight specifically that is causing these intersecting lines, even though from time to time the lines seem to not quite intersect it directly. We believe that they are the presence of the Blight and the bleed through of the Shadowfell is what.
Fuse, maybe?
Yes, but we believe that, yes, the Blight is the pull in the Shrouded Weald, as far as we are aware.
So Felix sort of puts his finger on Sheridan, because the tomb of Neomachius was northwest or northeast of Sheridan.
Here you go. I'm actually taking it over to this,
Hey,
because if
Shannon,
you, yes.
from what I know about ley lines,
Mm-hmm.
could ley lines converge on a person?
If they did, it would be very difficult to track them, specifically because ley lines don't really emerge except over time.
Okay.
So if a person was in a place for an extended period of time, then yes, you could actually have ley lines that you discern centered on that person. If the person's moving around, you would never be able to track them, because you wouldn't be, I mean, unless you knew in advance that they were centered on that person, you would never know what the common factor is on these lines moving around the way that they do.
All right.
So Felix points out where the tomb of Neomachius is.
Mm-hmm.
So if Shrouded Weald is the hub, draw a line from there. Have you found any other intersecting lines on a larger scale? Maybe the whole of Zekarist? I don't know what size maps you've worked with.
Well, there were multiple ley lines all throughout Sultamachia until very recently, and she flips over to another page, and it's just a series of scrawled notes. And she says, actually, each of the kingdoms, each of the nations headed by the Paragons were the source of ley lines. It was believed that the Paragons themselves were the anchor.
What was the name of the location she asked me if I went to last night? Was it like the Southern Spire?
Yeah, if you'd ever been to the Southern Spires, which is the mountain range that is at that marks the southern border of Trirexia.
Would there be ley lines there?
None that we've found.
And that brings me to my next question. Exactly how would one go about finding them?
No, you just have to know history and arcana and understand the important events that have happened. And if you plot those on a map, eventually they just start to pop out at you.
Would there
Usually,
be any way of crafting a ritual where you could observe a map and work through a medium, possibly? Maybe
Well,
acting as a magnet, like a magnetized needle in water?
well, that's specifically what I try to do as I do my research. My specialty is divination, and I try to divine these lines.
Oh. I don't know. It's a theory. It's better than nothing to go on. All right. Well, I won't bother you two any longer, so I will leave you two to it. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Felix, before you go,
Yes.
if you need to talk to someone in the Shrouded Weald, my dad works for the assemblage. I'm sure we can talk to them about the blight.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Have fun.
Xanthian turns to Leylines and is like, "Why did you ask if I had ever been to the Southern Spire?"
And she just reaches out and she grabs your forearm and pulls over so that your tattoo is exposed, and she just traces her hand over the rune in the middle, like your two fingers gently over the rune in the middle. And she says, because that's where I saw things like that before. And it doesn't match with the rest of the design.
What's there in the Southern Spires?
Dwarves and giants.
So weird. I've lived in the assemblage all my life.
Yeah. So yes, each species, each culture approaches the arcane in a different way. We elves tend to embrace more of a druidic approach, more of a natural approach, a holistic approach. In the Southern Spires, there are those who have a different view of symbols of power, runic harvesting of the arcane. But no one in the Shrouded Weald I've ever met has ever done it that way. That's why it's interesting to see that on your tattoo.
Mommy, Mom, can you face
My
time
dad
and
and my
say
mentor
something?
picked out the tattoo for me.
Okay.
That's even weirder.
Are you feeling
I'm
better?
gonna switch my camera. It's gonna look dark for a second.
Yeah,
You had a rough night last night.
I'll take your word for it. What exactly
No,
happened?
she's on my hand.
Well, you asked me if I wanted to take a walk, and then, well, and I thought things were going a certain way, and then you started talking about your father.
There's Mommy. 1 second, I'm showing her you.
Xanadu, you need some lessons, man. You need some lessons.
Xanthion! What exactly did I tell you about him?
just how much
I just wanted to show you.
you
that.
disappointed him,
He's really cute.
how much he disappointed you.
Louie.
Why I always hung out with Leaf.
We'll be up to play Monopoly.
Yeah,
in
you
just
talked a lot
second.
about her too. It wasn't the type of conversation I was expecting when you asked me if I wanted to take a walk.
I'm full of surprises.
Did you cock block himself?
Oh, I just love how Aaron came out of left field. Did you cock block yourself?
Full of surprises, but I always have a plan.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, you said that quite a bit.
My thing. The plans only work out about 50% of the time, but I always have a plan.
His plans work 60% of the time, all the time.
But
60% of the time, it works.
you know, I'll say this. While it was unexpected, it kind of made me want to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, I think I did most of the talking last night, so I think it's your turn.
It's a deal. Let's go. She reaches out her hand,
Reaches out.
and you guys go walking off to get that drink.
Yep.
And we will pick up there next session.
This was fun.
Everybody take 500 experience points for fantastic roleplay and like exploration of Bright Hollow and some significant lore dumps tonight. Very nice. And